I know all about being sneaky. Let's look at raising a product or a quotient to a power. So if I have a product, say x times y raised to the a power, well, that power gets applied to all of the factors that are inside. So that's going to make that x to the a and y to the a. Likewise, if I had a quotient, x divided by y raised to the a power, that's x to the a divided by y to the a. Okay. There's nothing really crazy about that. Just, every term or every factor is going to get raised to that power. So, for example, if I have this, x to the 9th y squared raised to the 5th, we need to understand that inside the parentheses we have two factors, x to the 9th and y squared. But the whole thing is raised to the 5th, so that means each of those factors will be raised to that 5th power. So it means that x to the 9th will be raised to the 5th power.
I took it off.
Likewise, y squared is also raised to the 5th power. So we usually will not write this step because it's going to be so easy that we don't need to. So when you have a power to a power, what will I do with the exponents? I'm going to do what? Multiply. And don't think about it having to memorize these rules, but understand them. I have a set of 9 x's, but I have 5 sets of those, right? If you have 5 sets of 9, what do you have?
45.
You have 45 altogether. And how many y's do you have altogether if you have 5 sets of 2?
10.
You have 10. What do you think? Is cool? All right. All right. Then what if I have this guy? 2 over b to the 7th to the 3rd power. I lost you where? No, check this out. If I have 2 to the 3rd, what is that?
No.
It's not 2 times 3. It's 2 to the 3rd power. What's 2 to the 3rd power? 8. And what about this denominator here? I've got b to the 7th to the 3rd. What is that? b to the 21st. Is that okay? You know what's really fun to do? It's really fun to mix fractions with negative exponents. Huh? Huh? No. Well, if I have 5/7 to the negative 2nd power, the problem that a lot of us have with this expression, well, there's fractions and there's negative exponents, but we can rewrite this. Now, I said before that with the negative exponent, you would put it on the other side of the fraction bar, right? But here's something else I want you to understand about this. That negative exponent really means do the reciprocal. So I can take this negative and apply it to my fraction. And so instead of it being 5 over 7, what's it going to be?
Negative 5 over 7.
Reciprocal.
Negative 7 over 5.
No.
It's just 7 over 5.
7 over 5. The reciprocal is just take it and turn it upside down, right?
Yeah.
And then you can just evaluate this, because what's 7 squared? See, what's 7 squared? 49 over what? 5 squared, which is 25. I use the reciprocal. Excuse me, I use the negative to do the reciprocal. Use the negative to do the reciprocal. Otherwise, you know what it would look like? It would look like this. It would be 5 to the negative second over 7 to the negative second power. That's what it would be if I applied that to both those guys, right?
Yeah.
Just like here I applied the cube to the 2 and the cube to the b to the 7. But I'm going to tell you right now that I don't like the way this guy looks. And the reason I don't like the way it looks is because of the negative exponents. So what I would do here, 5 to the negative second would have to go into the denominator as 5 to the positive second. I said with negative exponents you have to move it to the other side. So this guy goes up top as 7 to the positive second power.
Okay.
And then what does that become?
49 over 5.
And that's still going to be 49 over 25. Okay. Any other questions about that? Let's see, I would prefer to just go ahead and use up the negative and do the reciprocal, because then everything here is just positive exponents. Boom, boom, you're done. But it's not like I always know what I'm doing, especially when it comes to pressing record buttons. All right, let's try one more guy here. 5x to the 8th, y to the 4th raised to the 4th power. How many factors do I have inside this parentheses?
3.
I've got 3, right? So do it a piece at a time. If I just cover this up, okay? That's 5 to the 4th. What's 5 to the 4th? Okay, that's 4 factors of 5. When I multiply all of that together, what do you have? How do you get 500?
225.
5 to the 3rd is 125, right? 125 times 5 gives you 625,
Oh, I got one. Oh, yeah, 625.
right? Then look at this. How much x do you have? You have x to the 8th, but you've got 4 sets of that. So what do you have? 32. Y to the 4th, you have 4 sets of 4. So what do you have there? So notice how we treat the coefficient differently than we treat the exponent. You have to be very careful about how you do that. Questions about that one?